This week on Right Now, musicians Right Said Fred are in the studio to talk about cancel culture, being accused of being government agents and staying sane in the madness. Counterspin Media founders Calvin and Hannah join us from New Zealand to talk about their arrests and how they face a 14-year jail sentence for sharing a link to a documentary on their Telegram. Father Will Powell tells us about his 30-year battle for justice after his 10-year-old son Robbie was killed by hospital negligence. He supplies the evidence to show they covered up wrongdoing in his son's death. And Stephen Morris of the Workers for England Union comes in to talk about the work they're doing to fight for those that lost their jobs as a result of government mandates. Friday, 7 p.m. UK at ickonic.com and on Apple and Android devices via the Iconic app. Hello and welcome to Right Now. It's been a completely surreal week since Queen Elizabeth passed away at her estate in Balmoral. It seems that a large portion of the nation has fallen into a state of madness where all rationale has been mashed up and thrown to the corgis. Some people have queued for 36 hours in the rain for an opportunity to walk past a coffin of someone they never met or even had a conversation with. Norwich Council in Norfolk have closed a bike rack for 10 days for a period of royal mourning. That's a bike rack. Thousands of NHS appointments will be cancelled for the Queen's funeral, including maternity checks and scheduled cancer treatments. That's what Her Majesty would have wanted. The mainstream media and even portions of the so-called alternative have been eulogising the Queen as if living in untold luxury at the cost of the taxpayer for 96 years was somehow an earth-shattering achievement. Can you just take a video of me quietly reflecting so I can post it on my Twitter? Thanks. She had a wonderful sense of humour, they say somberly, and I'm sure June, down the local care home, had a great sense of humour, but it didn't stop her dying alone while her family watched a Zoom link in their living room, though did it? So let's have a little bit of perspective here. I'm seeing vocal opponents of the World Economic Forum's Great Reset saying, "God save the King!" when Jimmy Savile's mate has been pushing the reset agenda along with the Bond villain Klaus Schwab since at least 1992. Talk about Stockholm Syndrome. The Daily Mail tells us that Britons will be encouraged to view the King as a kind and compassionate and wise monarch. All right, North Korea, I love having my views projected towards me rather than, forming them myself organically based on the actions of the person I'm judging. We're supposed to give Charles the benefit of the doubt, apparently, okay. I can't wait to see Captain Climate put his money where his mouth is and be really happy about owning sod all. I'm also seeing free speech advocates that believe in free speech enough to proclaim that you should be able to say what you like about, say, the Prophet Muhammad, but if you dare mention a word against the royals, then you need firing from your job. Selective freedom of speech isn't freedom of speech. Everyone has it, or no one has it. Them's the rules, Union Jack. I didn't make them. In our poll this week, we asked, do you support the monarchy? Yes, no, or I'm not bothered. More than 60% don't support them. Paul said, I had absolutely no interest in the Queen when she was alive, didn't care where she went, what she did, what she said. I'm not going to start taking an interest now. Mickey said, for me, it's a simple matter. If the royals are born into power, then it's wrong. If they don't have power, they're just a tourist attraction or a freak show for gossip magazines. Either way, I don't see a justification for supporting such institutions. We also took to the streets to ask the public.
Do you support the monarchy?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not bothered. I think it's sad that the Queen's died, but it doesn't generally affect me, so I'm not that bothered, if I'm honest, mate.
The death of the Queen's brought a lot of people together, and we actually reflect on what she's done across 70 years, and that is exceptionally positive. Charity work, outreach on global issues, that maybe not political issues, but pushing a message of kindness, positivity, being together, yeah.
I used to.
Not anymore.
Well, a lot of people are on the streets, aren't they, Paul? And then, some of them work for good charities, but, it's old school now, isn't it?
No.
No? Any reason why in particular?
No, I just don't choose not to.
I'm not a great big supporter of them, but they don't do any harm. I think they're more financially, there's more good than bad to the country, so.
I like the Queen, but some of them are a bit iffy.
I don't really care about them, if I'm being honest. They don't do much for me. I can't really comment.
It's our sovereignty, isn't it? It's our reign. It's our country.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if we didn't have anybody at the front of us, what would we have? chaos.
No.
No. Any reason why?
Because I don't think it's fair that certain people get born into wealth and privilege and get given opportunities that other people don't get. I mean, especially like the media constantly goes on about council houses and people on benefits. The Queen's on benefits, she gets given money, she doesn't, you know, that's it. Like, you just get given money for what? For being, for existing, same as people on benefits, it's the same thing.
Well, the monarchy is an example of old values in a new world. In a state of constant change, which we are in, they are the one thing that has remained consistent. And with her untimely passing, that constant has now disappeared back into the rest of the change. And I'm just afraid that's going to be how things are.
How did you feel about King Charles?
I'm not, again, it don't affect me, so I'm not bothered.
Yeah.
He can either do as good a job as his mother or better.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that for me.
I think growing up with him always being the prince and being aware of what he's passionate about helps. I know he's passionate about the earth. He's passionate about global warming, looking after nature. I'm kind of big on those things. Not to an extreme level, but I do care about the earth, so it's nice to share those views with him. I also think I recognise that the king is more of a figure. He doesn't really have any power. And that kind of helps. If he had power, maybe I'm a bit more concerned, but he doesn't have as much power and authority over the people, so therefore I'm a bit more happier about him being king.
Don't really feel anything, to be honest.
You're kind of indifferent when Queen Elizabeth died, and also with the new king.
It's sad that she's died, but it's not. I don't personally know her, so I feel emotional about it. And I doubt the new king's really going to change much.
Charles is fine, yeah. He's 74, I think, now, so he won't have much time left, but he's not young himself now, is he? So probably looking towards William, probably.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm sure he'll do a good job.
I don't think he should be king at all, no.
Did you know he's not having to pay any inheritance tax?
Yeah, exactly. One more for them, one more for us. Got no food in my house, having to busk. Got kids to feed, bills have gone up, they don't care.
Good luck to him. Yeah, he's got a tough environment, and so I'll just give him all my support. You know, good luck to him.
Oh, he's a bit. Well, he's very political. He used to be, but I don't really know much about it. To be fair, I blame it on because I'm quite young, but I suppose when I'm older, I'll know more.
He's a funny character. I can't lie. He's laughable, and everything that he has done and will do, stupid.
Well, now we'll find out, won't we?
Yeah.
Seemed like a decent bloke, got the right ideas, but we'll see.
King Charles, yeah, the new king, yeah, it's very interesting. We look forward for a good reign. Yeah, we look forward for a good reign.
It's not their fault they were born into it, so I can see both sides.
Yeah, it's not out.
Well, some of them do.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully he's better than the previous two Charles we've had historically.
I don't like him.
He's a pedo.
He's a...
She said he's a paedophile.
Yeah.
I'm not against the monarchy. I wouldn't say I was a monarchist, but it keeps us peaceful, etc. Good system.
Yeah.
Best than a dictatorship, anyway.
Now, personally, I find the idea of someone's divine right to rule abhorrent. I always have, and I'm sure this will get me some ear-roll grief. But even as a young kid, when the Queen and Philip came to the Isle of Wight and the school had all the kids out waving their flags, I never got it then. I never understood, and I still don't, why the masses of often poor, hard-working people would take to the streets to cheer and applaud wealthy people that they subsidise that have never worked a day in their lives. Now, I'm not a huge fan of celebrity, but I can understand why some people attract the adulation of thousands if they do something amazing to earn it, even if it's only banging a football into the back of the net a lot. At least it's something. But adoring someone that lives in outrageous levels of opulence at the expense of the working classes because they happen to come out of a certain woman's womb at a certain time feels like madness to me. You're saying someone is better than the rest because of their genes. That's the same idea as white supremacists and Hitler's Aryan race, but that's just my view. Others will disagree, as is their right. And that's why I believe the royal family should be a choice. You should be able to contribute to the funding of the royals through a royal tax, or not. A simple form that says opt in or opt out. We're a free country after all, aren't we? That's what I keep hearing, despite mounting evidence to the contrary. Here in Britain, we tout ourselves as a world leader when it comes to democracy. We call out states like North Korea, China and Russia, but when it comes down to it, just how free and democratic are we? Our head of state is unelected. Our current Prime Minister is unelected. The computer modelers and communists that controlled the finite details of everyone's existence for 2 years, destroying the economy and with it the livelihoods and mental health of millions, were unelected. We didn't get a vote on lockdowns or masks or anything else. We didn't vote for net zero and economy-crushing green policies. We didn't vote to hand billions of pounds of our money to a comedian in Eastern Europe, but they did it anyway. So exactly what do we get to decide for ourselves if we don't get a say on the things that are affecting our lives the most? Whether we want ketchup or brown sauce on our plant-based synthetic bacon sandwich. Decisions, decisions. Over the last 2 years, the focus has very much been on the negative aspects of life and society. But here at Right Now, we know there is goodness everywhere. Everyday acts of kindness and humanity that make life the adventure that it is. If you know of any good news stories, any local legends or selfless characters, charity workers that you feel that we should be acknowledging and sharing with the world, please get in touch. Email us at rightnow@ickonic.com. We would love to highlight those positive moments as well as shining a light on those negative ones. So please get in touch.